Alliance Delta has some changes for 2026 that we are getting to take a look at today. Not only is there a complete exterior and interior redesign, this is also a brand new floor plan for 2026. So let's go take a look, come on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here at Blue Compass RV today in Ogden, Utah. We got to take a second just to appreciate the view out here, because this is certainly one of the more beautiful RV lots that I have ever been to. Look at the mountains in the background here. It is just gorgeous, and this is a huge property that they have here at this store. And they are an Alliance Delta dealer and one of the first to get in this new 2026 Alliance Delta 274 RKW. So this is going to be a new rear kitchen model with a wardrobe slide. You'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. And before we get into some of the other details, first of all, I want to let you know there's a link down below in the comments and description of this video where you can find a Blue Compass RV location close to you if you're looking for your next RV. It's Blue Compass has over 100 different stores in 33 different states. So all over the US, we are able to help you out. And then also, we're gonna look at these specs here real quick. So we have the unloaded weight at 7,500 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is 9,250 pounds on here. Cargo carrying capacity is 1,704 pounds on this Delta travel trailer. Length on it is right about 32 feet. So I would say this puts this at something that is right on that threshold of being half-ton towable with a modern half-ton truck. It's gonna kind of push the limits of that, especially with the length on this. I think anybody towing with a half-ton truck, as soon as you start going over like 60, 65 miles an hour with a trailer like this, you're gonna really start to feel that thing sway behind you a little bit. You're gonna feel it when you go to brake as well. So those are just some things to consider. And then also you gotta be really mindful towing something this size with a half-ton, how much additional weight you're gonna load into your truck if you're gonna bring things like bicycles, motorcycles, generators, anything like that. Any of this additional weight is all things that need to kind of be factored in to the overall setup of your towing capabilities with a half-ton truck. And much more preferable that you go with something like a 3/4 ton truck for a trailer this size. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the differences. This is one of my favorite times of year when we get to start looking at all the differences from year model changes. Now, keep in mind, with this being just in the beginning of July segment, sometimes the full rollout of changes that we will see for new year models on RVs do not fully go into effect till sometime later on in the year. I'm not exactly sure where Alliance Delta is in terms of all the new additional stuff that they have implemented into their units, but I remember like last year, for instance, some of the 2025 Alliance Paradigms didn't get their full overhaul of all the new equipment they're putting on the 2025s until I saw them at the Tampa RV show in January. So sometimes it takes a while for all of the changes to roll out, but we'll see what we're looking at here for what we currently have. This is a 2025 Alliance Delta. So you see the exterior look on this, and while the body shape and everything like that has remained pretty much consistent, there's definitely a few noticeable changes. So we have a new redesigned front cap. You can see right there on this Alliance logo, it is basically just a sticker decal that was on here. So if we look at this, you can see it's all flat and it's just a sticker decal there. And then as we come over here, it is now a 3D stamped front cap. So a much more elaborate looking front cap with that 3D stamping here. Still is a sticker decal on the front for those graphics. And then you have a new light bar here. It has this big diffuser beam on there, so that is going to give it a glowing effect versus these just had the little strips that had the little diffuser strip on there versus kind of this more beam looking effect. Another thing that I noticed is like the skirting on the side. This skirting is now kind of like it's all like this is all black metal material here. This is white there, and then it looks like every place that this overlaps with color, it's a new sheet right there, versus on the 2025, it is all one piece of like this diamond textured metal material going through your skirting along the side. So that is another change that we're seeing on the exterior. Then finally, you just have your graphics and decals along the sides here. Still very simple, but they kind of stripped out all the blue color from the Alliance Delta line. So it's all black, white, and gray now with I don't see any blue on the outside whatsoever. So a little bit more of a simplified look and much more modest in terms of like colors on here. and kind of like modern as well. You now have a water filtration system built into here, as you can see right there. And then we have all of our different things that we've seen on previous year models from Alliance Delta. Things like multiple exterior spray ports with temperature change on those spray ports, so you can get warm water going to those. Slide out switches on this side of the camper outside, so you can control these slides from outside. They're also using this Power Glide style slide mechanism here. This is like the Slim Rack Plus is what they call it. From what I understand of this slide out system, basically it operates very similar to a Schwintek slide mechanism, but it has more forgiveness to it, so it can withstand a little bit more of like a disturbance from vibration and stuff like that without getting out of alignment. Really good system. We've seen it on a lot of Class A motorhomes as well. Then you have a through frame rack and pinion style slide on the larger slide out. Still has a drop frame, so a really big storage compartment through here. Slam latch baggage doors as well, so those will just slam shut. Two 20-pound propane bottles, power tongue jack there. And then you can see through here, again, slam latch doors, awning switch right here. Very nice and convenient to be able to just control this awning from outside, as you can see, like I'm doing there. Also comes with a picnic table with a nice spot to store that, and just a lot of storage space and then access to your water lines and heat ducting down underneath there. USB Type-C and Type-A ports here, and another spray port there. And then that is pretty much everything for this portion of the camper. Let's go ahead and go towards the back. We have a glass door here with the Alliance logo on the bottom portion of the door. Goodyear Endurance tires. Still looks like a pretty standard setup here. They're using like the upgraded running gear on here, but it is still a standard leaf spring suspension. So you see this additional beam right here. That plus the brackets and everything like that. That beam extends all the way down through here. It just gives it more rigidity and strength on this overall system, on this tandem axle travel trailer, but it is still a standard leaf spring style suspension there. Has the Alliance logo on those caps here, and then again, the Goodyear Endurance tire. Outlet right there, you have a mini refrigerator outside and the grill and griddle cooktop. So you have the grill here and then the griddle here, and nice big cooking surface with this. This is one of the larger griddle and grill cooktops that you'll find in any travel trailer. So really like that. Slide back like so, and then slide back into that space. Anything else underneath here? Just a light there, it looks like, and it does come with a propane quick connect line. Ladder to get up onto the roof, 400-watt solar panel up on the roof, and 2 Furrion air conditioners. Has the accessory hitch along the back. So it's rated for 300 pounds back here, 50 amp power connection. Everything back here looks pretty much the same. Prep to add a backup camera, and that is pretty much it. Let's see on this floor plan where the dump stations are. So you have a gray tank right there for the kitchen sink, and then it looks like everything else will be up on this side here, with the black and gray tanks there for your bathroom and washer and dryer that we have inside as well, and a spot to store your sewer hose up underneath there. Tankless water heater. And then one last look, or actually before we go inside, let me step inside this 2025 model and show you what the interior looked like, because they did change the interior quite a bit. So as we come around this way and up through this space, as we step inside here, this is what my Alliance Delta travel trailer looks like that I own. A lot of brown on the inside. I actually really like this color scheme. I don't have any problems with it at all. So that's what your 2025 models look like, and they have changed that. So curious what you guys think on which model you like better, the 2025s, or if you like the redesign for the 2026. Let's go ahead and step inside here. And then this floor plan here is not the same as the one we just looked at. This is a brand new floor plan for 2026. Still has Asdel sidewalls. Then you have this full-time RVing warranty. It also has a composite flooring as well. As we step inside, got your little shoe storage area there. And it is no more browns and a lot of grays. So curious your thoughts on what you think about the interior look inside of here. I'm gonna leave the door open. I've lost a screw on my battery connection, and my battery is not fully connected, so we're not getting like a good power draw here, and it's making the lights up here a little bit dim. But as we look throughout this space, it is very much so resembling kind of what I am thinking about when I think of like the Alliance Avenue fifth wheel lineup. So got rid of all the brown, went to these gray colors, and not mad about it at all, but curious your guys' thoughts on which one you like better. I don't want to share my opinions on which one I like better, because I'm really just curious what you guys think, if you like the browns or like to switch up to the grays that we see inside of here. And then from there, talk about the floor plan layout. This is one of my favorite floor plans in a travel trailer RV. So the more brands that make this floor plan, I think it's just the better, because this is a great floor plan layout, and the bedroom is one of the most impressive areas, so stay tuned for that. As we go through this though, you have your 2.5 cushion sofa. I really like this because you get the cup holders, get the armrest when you want it, but you also have the ability to lay down on this sofa, cuddle up on this sofa if you want, and then on your windows, pull down blackout shades here. So all your windows will have those pull down blackout shades. Light switch there. USB type A and type C on the sofas with lights down underneath, so you can see the LED lighting underneath the sofa. And then you do have a little bit of additional storage space right here. So we turn around this way, you do have good window coverage inside of this travel trailer, so you can see windows on every wall inside of this living space. Makes it feel pretty nice and airy in here, being out in Utah where it's only about 72 degrees right now with a kind of cooler breeze. Just opening up the windows alone is enough to keep this space cool. 40-inch screen TV up there, and then you have a legless dining table, so that can still drop down and make into a bed, but no legs to worry about hitting your feet on, getting in and out of this space. Down underneath here, got a little bit of condensed storage because we have that shoe storage on the other side there. Soft close cabinet doors with magnet latches. And then this is all open all the way through to the other side right there. Has like an interesting kind of epoxy poured top right here. Just gives it a little bit of a different like look and character inside of this travel trailer than some other brands out there. Start going through some of our storage. Got just some shelving through here. Do have a little bit of shelving space back behind the TV if you want to put like a gaming console or something like that. And then going into the kitchen, solid surface countertops in this full-size Delta travel trailer. Really good storage throughout this whole thing. This rear kitchen design, another aspect of it that really excels is its amount of storage that you get in this kitchen space. Keep in mind, this is on the back end of your travel trailer, so when you're traveling, you got to make sure that everything in these spaces is kind of strapped down or held down good to some degree so it doesn't bounce around and shake around all too much. See solid wood construction on the interior drawers, and then they are using like a staple. Let's see if I can get the camera situated there. There we go. Using a staple for the, oh my gosh, blanking on my words, on adhering those wood pieces there. You can see 3 drawers here of the same size. No heat vents in the floor, so heating is running underneath the cabinetry. Got your storage space down underneath here. No washer dryer capability, not washer dryer, sorry, dishwasher capabilities though. And it should have individual shutoff valves on all the water lines. However, I'm not seeing exactly where those may be at. I don't know if they're tucked down beneath here. But Alliance is good about having individual shutoff valves on all their water lines historically. So I would imagine this camper has the same. Have a utensil divider here, and then 2 drawers that are similar in size to that. And then you have your pots and pans drawer underneath here. Now it has a smaller size oven, so you get a little bit more storage because of that, but it is a smaller oven for this size travel trailer than what you might find in other brands. 3-burner gas stove, and a little bit of a smaller microwave too that does not double as an air fryer or convection oven, just a microwave. Storage space up there, soft close on those, on that drawer, and then as we open this up, pretty dang good size freezer right here. Has this super freeze here. This is the first time I've looked at it. I guess this is how long these different items are expected to last in this freezer. And then it does have your temperature control there in the freezer portion, and then down in the refrigerator. Pretty good space in here as well. It looks like you have different power controls right there. So independent power controls on the refrigerator and freezer portions. And then adjustable height on both your shelves and your, I guess these are like little shelves too in the refrigerator door. As we turn this way, the storage keeps going because we have our pantry right here with a couple pull-out drawers, magnets to hold those in place. And then down underneath here, another drawer that pulls out, and A bit more storage in kind of this coffee bar area. So you have a couple drawers here, a little bit more shallow on those drawers, some shelving, and then nice solid surface countertop. Dimmable light switches, also have a light up under this space outlet here. Can use this as a coffee bar area. Could also put other, cooking stuff in that space if you want. And then as we turn back around this way, you can see the dimmer switches on the lights. So these lights in the ceiling, they will dim. They just start flashing on the camera because of the frame rates. But you can dim the lights here in the living room, and then ceiling height in the space overall. I am wearing boots right now, so I'm standing at about 6'3", and you can see it's probably about 6'6", 6'7" inside of this travel trailer here. So that's everything in the living room space. As we go back to the bathroom, we have liquefied here. This is a black tank treatment you can find for your RV on Blue Compass RV store shelves across the country. So they'll now have this in their parts department, and you can also find it on Amazon and Walmart now also. So shout out to Matt doing a great job getting his product all over the place for you guys to easily access it. Manual switches for awnings, slide outs. You have 12-volt heat pads on your water tanks, JBL sound system as well. And as we go back into the bathroom, it's worth noting they kind of angle off this area here, so you can see how it's an angle there. It makes this hallway a little bit wider as you step into it. That's a pretty standard looking bathroom. The bathroom is probably the least exciting thing about this travel trailer floor plan layout. Ceiling height in here is great. It's good for up to about 6'7" into that skylight, and then it has the skylight facing in this orientation, so you get that added ceiling height and a great deal of space in the shower. You have a porcelain foot flush toilet with a soft close toilet seat, and then you have these flip up hooks right here. Has a smaller vent fan in the bathroom, and then as you go through here, you have access to the storage that also connects to the bedroom. However, that's also going to be where a washer and dryer could go, so if you opt in to use that, then you're going to lose that storage space. Medicine cabinet here. Got your spot there for some toothbrushes, tankless on-demand water heater, and then you got your storage space down underneath here. And then 3 drawers that open up. I do see the shutoff valves on the water lines down underneath there. Larger stainless steel sink here in the bathroom. Solid surface countertop in here also. And then as we go back to, you know what I just noticed too? I think I failed to mention this. I'm pretty sure in the 2025 models, they did not have a solid surface countertop. It was a wrapped countertop material. So that's actually a pretty significant change in the Delta. I forgot that it wasn't just in the ultralight line. It was actually the full-size Deltas too that had the wrapped countertop material. So that is a really good change to see. Just more longevity with these countertops. It's not a non-porous material, so it can't absorb any moisture. And I like that it also extends into the bathroom with that. You have a sliding pocket door here going into the bedroom that sits between the walls, and then really, really nice bedroom space in this area. So lots of floor space throughout this area. You can see even on the side of the bed, plenty of room to move around. And as we turn this way, you have a wardrobe slide in this model with a fireplace here. Now, prior to being married, I would not have thought that that fireplace was that big of a deal. However, my wife is always cold, so I understand much more now. We have a little space heater in our camper that we use, and she uses it all the time. Even when it's like, I mean, we're here in Utah where I don't feel like it's cold at all, but in the evenings it does drop down to like the 60s, and even without the air conditioner on, she is still turning on the space heater inside of the camper, which is just crazy to me, but it helps her stay warm without having to run the furnace, which is great. And that's essentially what this little fireplace is going to do. Whoever's sleeping on this side, I mean, you're basically going to have heat blowing out onto your feet if you leave that electric fireplace on. So I really do like that, simply for the fact that I know my wife would love having that. Got a really big clothing rod there, so it can fit a lot of clothes in that space. I think this is a really, really nice option. If somebody was looking to full time in a travel trailer RV and they want to tow with a half-ton truck or maybe a gas 3/4 ton truck, like this is a really good option in a travel trailer that's still going to keep the profile like relatively small and within the limits of what a half-ton can get away with, as long as you're being mindful about that. And again, washer dryer connections in here, so that will go in that space. And the floor plan layout is just so optimal for having all the space that you would need for everything in the kitchen. You have the outdoor kitchen, all the wardrobe storage, all these things to be able to full time. Does not have the best mattress ever, so that's definitely something you're probably gonna wanna upgrade. That's about as cheap as they come right there. Got the sliding storage here underneath the bed. Keep in mind, if you replace the mattress, these struts are probably not strong enough to hold up your new mattress, as it will be much heavier than what's currently here. So that's just something to be mindful of that will occur. Flip up storage space down underneath here. A little drawer there. And you have a light switch for the lights up on the front cap. It illuminates red so you know if those are still left on. Individual reading lights in this space. They also have the blue light as well. Really like that, so when you wake up in the morning, or if it's in the middle of the night or anything like that, you have a softer light setting that doesn't just blind you. Outlets and USB ports on both sides, and you have your light switch for the overhead lights in this bed area in that corner. And then that is pretty much everything. So very curious y'all's thoughts on what you think. Oh, also second AC here in the bedroom, so no problem staying cool in here. This AC is just designated for the bedroom space, so you can close this door at night, make sure you still have airflow coming through this area, and you can take naps during the day in hotter climates and stuff like that and not have to worry about it getting cool. So this, again, brand new for 2026. Let me see if I can find the price for y'all real quick. So it looks like Blue Compass stores have quite a few locations across the country that have gotten these in stock for you guys. So if this is something you're interested in, the price they have them listed at is right around $55,000 or so. It's in that $55,000 to $60,000 range. We're here and ready to help out all across the country when you're looking for your next RV, whether it's something like this or something different, motorhomes, whatever it may be. We have stores all over the place to help you out. And we're here to make sure you get a good deal that you're happy with on your RV. So you can contact us at any of our locations for whatever RVs you're looking for, and we are ready to help and can get you set up to come take a look at it in person or just get you pricing information and all of that. So this is the brand new 2026 Alliance Delta 274 RKW. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Very curious to hear your thoughts. And that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.